Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and we are live here on YouTube. And we came. Hold on, I think I'm live now. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and we are live here on YouTube, as always, to talk some boxing. We got a busy week ahead in boxing, so there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, we have the big top rank card this week with Terence Crawford fighting Kavaliauskas. I know a lot of people aren't talking about it, but it is something that's happening. So we'll talk about Terence Crawford. We'll talk about what this fight means for his career in the grand scheme of things, what a win would mean in the grand scheme of things for Terence Crawford. And just do me a favor, guys. Like I'm using a new microphone, so if you could let me know about my sound, that would be like great. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if my sound is good. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe, super chat, all that good stuff. We got a great show on tap for you guys today. Let me see. Give me 1 second. You guys comment. I'll wait for some people to get in here while we wait. Probably gonna be live for anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours today. Should be a good show. Before I even get into what I want to talk about, I gotta give my dad like the utmost respect and the utmost props because this guy has just been a machine. I mean, day after day, week after day after day, this guy's been going live and talking to you guys and doing a hell of a job. So my dad deserves all the respect. He deserves all the props and he deserves all the credit. So I make sure you give my dad a big shout out for holding things down while I'm over here in the UK. Like I haven't really been able to get out to as many gyms as I wanted to yet, but I went to one yesterday. I went to Fight Den in Birmingham, and it was a really good experience. Fight Den is actually the gym where Frankie Gavin and Sam Eggington both trained. So that was a pretty cool experience. So you guys will be seeing a video on that coming up soon. I also did another vlog that'll be out soon. So things are happening here in the UK. It's not as fast as I want, but they're happening nonetheless. No, hold on. Let me see if my sound is good. All right, Cinnamon Savage says it sounds great. So I wanted to hear it for myself though. Let me see. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, it does sound great. This is top notch stuff we got here. Yo, shout out to that blue snowball microphone. Because what's funny is like I'm not even talking that loud, and it sounds crystal clear. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But yeah, before we move any further along, do me a favor, guys. Just do me a favor. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're streaming from. I know there's not a lot of people here right now, but let me know what city, what state, what continent you're watching from, and I'll give you a shout out. Um, smash that like button. Do everything that needs to be done here on the channel. Um, and I'm just gonna probably wait a couple more minutes for some people to get in here, even though there's only like one person here at the moment. Let's see. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. Oh, here you go. This StreamYard thing, man, it's something special. I like this StreamYard thing. So as always, guys, I'm in the UK as always. I'm reporting to you guys live and direct from West Brom, UK. That's West Brom. That's near Birmingham. So, shout out to the Brommies. My man Rob Rook Davies. What's up, champ? How you living? How you living, champ? Mm-mm. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to straighten one more thing out. But it's good to be live, man. It's like real talk. Like going live on YouTube I think it's like an addiction. It is a damn addiction because when I don't go live for a while, I start like getting the itch to go live again. And you know, let me see. Hold up, guys. Hold on. All right, so I'm good. All right, I'm over my paranoia. We're good to go here on True School Sports. So yeah, it's your boy BT. We're live here on YouTube to preview the this week's top rank card, featuring Terence Crawford making a mandatory defense versus Kavaliauskas. I can't even say his first name. They call him the Mean Machine, but we're going to call him Kavaliauskas. So let's talk about Terence Crawford for a second, because this is a very important time in his career. You know, Terence Crawford has been in the boxing game for a minute. This is a fighter that's scaled weight classes. He's gone from 135, won a world title, went up to 140, became undisputed, went up to 147, has become world champion once again. But he is on what they call the other side of the political street in boxing. He is with Top Rank, and most of the fighters in the division at welterweight that he needs fights with that are going to define his legacy are with PBC. So there's a lot of speculation about whether or not these fights can get made, and he's at a particular stage of his life in his career where a year or two more of these guys ducking him will be the worst thing to happen to him. He could go a whole career without fighting anybody of that top drawer quality in the welterweight division. And we don't want to see that for Terence Crawford. So we can't look too far ahead. We have to focus on this week because those fights don't happen if he doesn't win this one. But let's talk about Terence Crawford. Let's talk about him here for a second here on True School Sports. Okay, so let's talk about Terence Crawford. What can Terence Crawford accomplish this weekend on ESPN in the welterweight division? Well, this is Terence Crawford's fourth fight since he joined welterweight. Now, obviously, he joined welterweight when he stepped up to welterweight and he won the WBO title by defeating Jeff Horn in what was an absolutely sensational performance of the highest order. He dominated Jeff Horn like Jeff Horn has never been dominated before, until maybe Michael Zarafa got a hold of him. But when we look at Terence Crawford's welterweight resume, it has been extremely, extremely underwhelming. You know, it started off with Jeff Horn, then he fought Jose Benavidez, who had one leg, then he fought past his prime Amir Khan, and now he's fighting a Kavaliauskas, who just came off a draw with Ray Robinson. And Kavaliauskas is a decent fighter. You know, he was a highly touted prospect on the way up to some people. But, you know, this is when we talk about Terence Crawford, we're talking about one of the top three undeniable pound for pound fighters in the world. We're talking about one of the only fighters in boxing that has actually validated himself as an undisputed champion. So when we talk about Terence Crawford, we're talking about somebody special and something special with Terence Crawford. And when you see Terence Crawford with Kavaliauskas' name, it doesn't really do much for the average boxing fan. It really doesn't. I'm just being honest. It really doesn't do much for the average boxing fan. But what can he accomplish this weekend? Okay, so when we look at Terence Crawford, right? This is a guy in Terence Crawford that, he's coming into this fight riding high. This is a guy that, going all the way back to the John Molina fight, has won all of his fights by stoppage. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, Molina, Diaz, Ndongo, Horn, Benavidez, Khan. We're talking about a fighter in the welterweight division on a 6-fight streak where he has stopped his opponent. So what he can accomplish this week by beating Kavaliauskas is to get his 7th consecutive stoppage and to maintain a 100% knockout ratio in the welterweight division. I know that you guys are going to say, well, if he knocks out Kavaliauskas, he's supposed to knock out Kavaliauskas. But the fact of the matter is this: Terence Crawford needs to do everything he can to put pressure on these guys to make fights, and he's not going to do himself any favors by having a bad performance. I don't think so, because PBC and the fighters at PBC are looking for anything to prevent Terence Crawford from getting any big fights over there on that side of the street. So with that being said, and with that being taken into account, Terence Crawford has to absolutely destroy Kavaliauskas. Because if Kavaliauskas goes in there, right? Let's just say Kavaliauskas goes in there and he fights Terence Crawford to a close majority, a close split decision type of fight. Then they're gonna say, okay, well, Terence Crawford went life and death to this guy, so why would I fight him when I can fight, Porter or Pacquiao or Ugas or Thurman or Spence or Danny Garcia? So the two biggest things I think he could accomplish this week are his stoppage, his knockout streak, his perfect knockout percentage in the welterweight division, and putting pressure on the PBC welterweights to fight him. Okay, um, that's what it is. We got some comments. What's up, Shihi? What's up, champ? How you doing? He says, "Hello, I'm only here for a short while. I'm on my phone. What's up, man? How you doing? What do you make of this whole Terence Crawford fight? I mean, I know this live was a bit impromptu, but we're here. We're rocking on here on True School Sports. Hold on, phone out. Yeah, but it's just one of those things, right? Like when Terence Crawford can't really win, he's in a tough situation. I think like if he stays at top rank, he runs the risk of not ever getting those legacy defining fights. But then if he goes to PBC, then he runs the risk of getting screwed by Al Heyman because let's have it right. PBC, Al Heyman, he has his guys already. He has his fighters who he looks out for. So we know that Al Heyman is going to look out for the Danny Garcias of the world. He's definitely going to look out for Earl Spence and guys like that before he looks out for Terence Crawford. So either way it goes, Terence Crawford is in a rock and a hard place. No two ways about it. But I would also say like the last thing he could probably accomplish this weekend is, maintaining and increasing the perception that he is the number one pound for pound fighter in the world because there's a lot of people out there in the boxing world. There's a lot of people in the boxing world and in the boxing, industry that think this guy's a pound pound king of boxing. Now, I don't think Terence Crawford is the best fighter in boxing. I think the best fighter in boxing is Inoue, the monster Inoue. But Terence Crawford is for sure a top 3 pound for pound fighter when you factor in him going undisputed, him scaling weight classes. Yeah, he hasn't been afforded the chances to fight the best fighters yet, but whoever they put in front of him, he's beating them soundly. I mean, this guy Terence Crawford has gone whole calendar years without even losing a round in fights. So just maintaining that top 3 pound for pound spot at bare minimum is what he can accomplish this week, and maintaining the undefeated record is what he can accomplish this week. We got a comment from my main man Mike from Boston. Big shout out to Mike from Boston. Mike from Boston says he's supposedly going to fight Canelo in 2020 at 160. I heard somebody say that in my comments that he's supposed to fight Canelo at 160 or something like that. I didn't look into it and I didn't pay it much attention because it sounded like a joke. But if you could elaborate on why you're saying that, I'd like to know. Like, did you hear that from an article? Was that from an interview? Was it from a tweet? Did Crawford say it? Did Bob Arum say it? Let me know. But yeah, PBC, like I'm gonna go with my man Sheehy. PBC don't want that Crawford smoke. Like this guy's been calling all these guys out, and I think it's a bit hypocritical of PBC if they don't ever make a Terence Crawford fight because let's have it right. They had no problems making a Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight last December when they thought Tyson Fury was dead. And when they thought Tyson Fury was going to be nothing. When they thought when they thought he was going to be nothing, they had no problem making it then. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Mike from Boston then says, it's a rumor. It is a rumor. Okay. We'll keep our eye on it. We'll definitely be keeping tabs on Terence Crawford and what's going on with him as far as, PBC and him fighting Canelo. Personally, like, look, I wouldn't expect him to beat Canelo because we've seen Terence Crawford get rocked by the likes of Yukiyoris Gamboa back when Crawford was at 135. So I think if Crawford can be hit, which is a lot easier said than done, if he can get hit, he's there to be hurt. But if he ever fought Canelo, man, I would be rooting for Crawford so hard as one of America's best fighters. I would get behind our American fighter Terence Crawford because he's someone that actually deserves the support. He's someone that's actually a testament to some of the good in American boxing. I know there's people out there that don't like Terence Crawford, but I like Terence Crawford. I think he's good for American boxing. But it's your boy BT. We're live here on YouTube. I'm in the UK. I'm in the great city of West Brom, UK. And, it's been a bit slow, my trip in the UK. I'm getting used to this time zone. I went to my first gym yesterday in Birmingham. I went to a gym called Fight Den, which is where Frankie Gavin and Sam Eggington both train. And I had a chance to go around the gym interview some people, get their take on the Joshua fight. So you'll see those videos coming out soon. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put in the super chat if you like what's going on here on True School Sports and you want to support me while in the UK. Yeah, but should be some more stuff coming out on the channel. I'm supposedly supposed to meet up with a couple of local YouTubers, like nobody big, but a couple of upcoming YouTube channels. My man, Main Event Boxing Talk, Nathan Ogden, and then another guy named I think it's like Dawkins Radio or something like that. I can't remember his name, but something like that. So stay tuned for those collab videos. They should be out soon. But yeah, getting back to Mr. Terence Bud Crawford. Let's get to the comments. Let's see what the comments are saying. Crawford is good for boxing. He always gives good interviews and he's very well spoken. Yeah, he's got a lot of well, I'll get to that last comment in a second. But yeah, Crawford to me, like I've interviewed him before. He's from the Midwest, so the Midwesterners have a certain accent, and they usually come off as pretty well spoken. Um, yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not really the biggest fan of listening to Terence Crawford in his interviews, but it is what it is, man. We got my main man, Money Man, Money Man. I like that name. Shout out to Money Man, Money Man. Let's see what he says. He says, "Whenever Wilder KOs AJ in Fury, I will be here to hear you spin it and cry." Ha ha ha. LOL. Okay, well, Money Man. To address this comment directly, um, clearly you're very selective in the videos you choose to watch on my channel, because if you watch my videos from like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, I literally just came out with a video. It was titled "Can Anthony Joshua Still Beat Deontay Wilder?" This is before Joshua beat Ruiz in the rematch, and I clearly said in that video that I think Deontay Wilder is going to knock out Anthony Joshua. Okay, so when I talk about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder and I talk about their fight, it's strictly about why the fight didn't happen and why the fight's still not happening, and that's because of Deontay Wilder, straight up. And if you want to say otherwise, then that's on you. You're just clearly misinformed. Now, as for Fury, I think Wilder, I think Wilder is the only guy that could beat Fury. To be honest with you, because I don't think Usyk is going to beat Fury. I don't think Joshua can beat Fury. He's too stiff, and I don't think Dillian White can beat Fury. Um, he says, "No, I've been following you. That's not how you've been coming." What do you mean that's not how you've been coming? I clearly said in the video, it's still up there. I haven't taken it down since I put it out. I clearly said in the video just 2 weeks ago that I think Deontay Wilder will be Anthony Joshua, and I'm still holding to what I said before. When I talk about Anthony Joshua and Wilder, I'm talking about why the fights didn't happen. Okay, I'm not talking about what I think would happen in the ring, because why the fight it's not happening and who I think would win in a boxing ring are two different things, because you got to separate. There's boxing the sport and there's boxing the business, and oftentimes boxing the business overrides boxing the sport. Okay, so please understand this. I don't hate Wilder. I don't hate Joshua. I don't hate Fury. I'm actually a fan of all these guys. That's the funny thing. People think I hate these fighters, but I sit here and I talk about them so much that I actually wind up I actually want to become a fan of all these guys. So you can't spend as much time as I do talking about these guys and not um not be fans of them. So it is what it is. My man Steven Rodriguez, what's up, champ? How you doing? I'm gonna get to some comments in a minute, but I kind of want to get back to talking about Terence Crawford, guys. I want to get back to talking about Terence Crawford because that's really what this video is about. I don't want to get too caught up in the heavyweights. We will talk about the heavyweights, so don't you worry. But yeah, Terence Crawford, we don't really care. To be honest with you, like the only things he can do with this fight is maintain and enhance the perception that he is a pound for pound in boxing and maintain his undefeated record. There really isn't any much he can do than that, because beating Kavaliauskas is not going to do much for anybody, because the fact of the matter is, unless you're someone like myself or someone that really follows boxing like really, really hardcore, like you watch the fights week in and week out, you watch the undercards, you research the fighters, you keep your eyes out for prospects, you're not going to know who Kavaliauskas is. For many people this weekend, Kavaliauskas, this is their first time ever hearing about Kavaliauskas, okay? And you know what? Let's talk about Kavaliauskas. Who is this Kavaliauskas fellow? Okay, well, This is Terence Crawford's opponent, Mr. Kavaliauskas, and I can't even say his first name because it's really hard. I'm not even gonna try because I butcher a lot of names. I'm not gonna butcher this one. But Kavaliauskas is 21-0-1 with 17 KOs, so he's got a good record. It looks good on paper. When you get into the boxing, when you get into the technicalities of what's happened on his resume, for me personally, there's a couple names on his resume that do stand out. Okay, um, so the three names that stand out on Kavaliauskas' resume are Cameron Creel, David Avanesian, and Ray Robinson. These are the three names that I know on his resume. Everybody else I'm not really familiar with, but Cameron Creel, David Avanesian, and Ray Robinson, these are the names that I know. Now, Cameron Creel, I know who he is because he's been somebody that's been he's been an American fighter that's made his name fighting on a lot of Mayweather cards. Um, he's someone that, while he's like while he's lost more fights than he's won, his record is not indicative of how good a fighter he is. Now, I'm not saying this guy's a world beater or he's good, but he's a solid guy. He's a solid body. He's a live dog. He goes in there to win. In 31 professional fights at the age of 26. I mean, think about that for a second. This guy Cameron Creel has had what 20? No, 34. This guy's had 34 professional fights, and he's only 26 years old. So he's one of those fighters that's been learning on the job. And his record doesn't really reflect how good he is. But in 34 professional fights with limited amateur experience, Cameron Creel has only been stopped one time. Kavaliauskas was not the guy to stop him. To be fair, who stopped Cameron Creel? Let's see, who stopped Cameron Creel? Who was the guy that stopped Cameron Creel? That's what I want to know. Who stopped this guy? It was Jamal James. So yeah, Jamal James, the PBC welterweight. So yeah, he boxed Cameron Creel to a unanimous decision when Cameron Creel only had 21 fights. So this is like freaking 13 fights ago for Cameron Creel, and that was just in 2016. In 2018, he boxed David Avanesian, who many of you guys may remember won one of those random like WBA titles when he boxed Shane Mosley at the end of like Shane Mosley's career on his last leg when he was basically a corpse. He boxed him in 2018, stopped him, and then in his most recent fight, which was on the Alexander Vazik Dudu Ngambu card in Philadelphia, he boxed Ray Robinson to a majority draw. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I watched this fight, I was live for it. I thought he beat Ray Robinson, but it wasn't like his best performance. So, he comes into this fight with a lot to prove, relatively unknown. If you're wondering what this guy's amateur background was, he wasn't like a great amateur, but he was a notable amateur. This is a guy that he's from Lithuania, Lithuanian boxer. Um, you know, he represented Lithuania twice in the Olympics, once in 2018, and then another time in 2012. In 2012, Kavaliauskas actually made it to the round of 8, so he was about 2 fights away from medaling in the Olympics in 2012. In 2008, he made it to the round of 16. So he improved as an amateur as time went on. As far as notable guys he fought in the amateurs, I mean, he fought. Who did he fight? Like nobody you guys would really know. Nobody like that's like a big name, but he was good. He was a good amateur, and he's someone that's going to be a live body, a formidable opponent. I just don't. I've seen him fight. He's very good. Like the one fight I watched, because the one fight that I really had a chance to watch him was the Ray Robinson fight, and when I watched him, right, he's got that prototypical Eastern European style, but he's got good footwork. He's more agile than he looks, and he can get in and get out, and he's got a good 1-2. But I just don't know from what I saw in the Ray Robinson fight and just some tape I watched on him. I don't really see him being able to do much to Terence Crawford, because the thing with Terence Crawford is such a good fighter at adapting, and he gives you different looks. He can box, he can bang, he can slug, he can box orthodox, he can box southpaw, he can counterpunch, and he has the right mixture of skills, toughness, and meanness. And these are the things that make Terence Crawford one of boxing's best pound for pound fighters. So Kavaliauskas, I'm not gonna say and disrespect the guy. I'm not gonna say he's a scrub or anything like that. He's gonna be a live body. He'll be someone who's solid, but can he do anything with Terence Crawford at this stage of Terence Crawford's career, when Terence Crawford has everything to lose, and is going to be fighting from a place of desperation? I just can't see it. But I wish him the best. I hope that he turns up, and I hope it's a great fight, because a lot of times, sometimes in boxing we get these fights where all of fight week you're not really excited for it. You barely remember that the fight's going on, because that's the case with this fight. Nobody really cares about this fight, and very few people even know that Terence Crawford is fighting. But sometimes these fights are the ones that actually wind up being the best ones out of them all. So I'm hoping for a good fight. It is the main event, but it's not truly the main event. Now, before we talk about the real main event of this card, the co-main event, which is Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Commey for that IBF lightweight title. Let's get to some comments because I'm pretty sure I got some. Let's see what you fine folks on True School Sports are saying. Let's see. All right. Where is it? My man, I don't know how to say your name, but Musicosis. He says, "What are you liking about the UK? Will you be going to the Dominic Ingle gym?" Okay, well, to answer your first question, what I like about the UK, what I like about the UK is people here, from what I've encountered, I can't talk for nobody else but myself. People here are very hospitable, like they're very friendly. Um, if you're from a foreign country, in most cases, the people from the UK will be looking to just granted that you're not an asshole. People from the UK will be looking to help you and point you in the right direction. That's what I've experienced so far. People here love boxing, so I love that. Because when you talk boxing, you're talking my language. So people here love boxing. The passion of the fans here was just unmatched. I went to a bar in Birmingham for the Joshua fight, and it was great. Like it was great. It was very lively, very just fun. It was a lot of fun. So I like the fact that people in the UK are a lot of fun. Okay, and I also like I didn't know this, but the plugs. As funny as it sounds, the plugs like when you plug the plugs into the wall, they're like different than America. Now at first it weirded me out because I'd never seen this and I never heard of it. But over time, I think the plugs in the UK are actually better than the ones in the States because the plugs stay in the damn outlets extra longer. So I like that. I like the fact that there's a lot of things I like, man. I like the boxing gyms. All the boxing gyms have an old school feel to them, so I like that. You're also asking me, am I going to the Dominic Ingle gym, which is in Sheffield? I have to. That's a gimme. So to answer your question, yes, I'll be doing that. But yeah, I'm probably gonna make a video towards the end of my trip on the things I like about the UK. I really haven't gone out as much as I wanted to yet, and I'm just now getting used to this damn time zone. So um, that'll probably be a better question to ask me like in a couple weeks. So yeah, hopefully I answer your questions to the best of my abilities though. My man Mike from Boston says he's in the bad spot with top rank and he being Terence Crawford. I agree. I actually do agree because unfortunately for him, the way the cookie crumbles is that the majority of the champions are on PBC. And honestly, like I think he's in a bad spot no matter what he does because if he stays with Bob Arum, if he stays low at the top rank, he's running the risk of never getting a fight, like never getting a big fight in the welterweight division and having to move up. But then if he goes to PBC and he goes to Al Heyman, then he's running the risk of potentially getting screwed in some way, shape, or form because he's not one of those PBC guys. Al Heyman will definitely look out for Thurman, and he'll look out for Spence, and look out for Porter, and he'll look out for Danny Garcia, and he'll definitely look out for Manny Pacquiao before he's looking out for Terence Crawford. So Terence Crawford, even if he goes to the other side of the street, it's not even a guarantee that it'll all be peaches and cream when he goes over there. So that's just my perspective. My man, Money Man says Terence Crawford is pound for pound, but 154 is a different animal. Or it's pound for pound number one, but 154 is a different animal. I would bet J Rock beats him. Okay, well, fair play to you. I don't have Terence Crawford number one. I have him right now. I have him number. I have him three? I think I had him three. Yeah, I had Terence Crawford three. Um, yeah, I had the Terence Crawford three, but I'm not mad at that. He could easily be number one. No problem. As far as him beating Julian Williams, I mean, listen, everybody's on the Julian Williams bandwagon right now because he beat Jared Hurd. I don't know. I think Terence Crawford's good enough to go up there and beat Julian Williams, but I could see why you're favoring Julian Williams. Josh Kelly got robbed against Ray Robinson. I mean, yeah, I thought he won the fight too. I thought he won that fight too. Terence and Inoue, the Monster Inoue, are the most complete fighters in boxing right now. And that's my main man, Shihi. Yeah, yeah, probably at the moment. Because well, I mean, You gotta include Canelo in there, right? I would, even though I'm not a big Canelo fan. If we're talking about just pure boxing technicalities, I would include Canelo's like Crawford, or in no particular order, Inoue, Crawford, and Canelo. She says, I'm not sold on how good Ray Robinson is. Ray Robinson, to me, he's just a mid-tier welterweight. I don't think he's going to be like anything special. He was decent in the amateurs. Like I don't know if you know this, but he actually defeated Terence Crawford in the amateurs, believe it or not. But that just kind of goes to show you like how much different the amateur game is than the pro game. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get to that in a minute, money man, money man. But I agree with you. I think Lopez's chin is definitely going to be tested. Uh, Musicosa says, "Do it, have fun, take your time, and enjoy." Yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I was looking at it like this because I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm gonna keep it 1,000%. When I came out here to the UK, like I didn't come out here with like a ton of money. I didn't come out here with a ton of money, so I'm kind of doing things just on blind faith right now. And I was looking into one of my friends, my boy Jasper, who I was live with the other day. He was telling me about couch surfing, so I'm thinking about doing some couch surfing. If you guys haven't looked into couch surfing, look into it. It sounds pretty interesting. So I think I'm gonna look into that. It would be an interesting way to meet like new people and not have to pay anything ridiculous that I can't afford right now. Um, what's up, Dad? Hey, everybody that's here, say what's up to my pops. Give a big round of applause to my pops. The man's been holding it down, like been holding it down properly, with the live. So shout out to my dad. He's here. How you doing, Dad? Money Man says I've been a J Rock fan. Uh, I thought he was going to beat Charlo. Yeah, I thought it was going to beat Charlo too. That fight when he fought Charlo, that was actually the first fight I ever went live for. That was my first ever live fight reaction. That was like 2016, late 2016. So yeah, I was with you, man. I thought Charlo was gonna. I thought J Rock was gonna school Charlo and beat him, but you saw what happened. Charlo caught the damn right hand in midair, shot the uppercut, and eventually got him out of there. But I think if he fought Charlo again, he could beat Charlo because J Rock, honestly, like J Rock was boxing beautifully before that all happened. So it is what it is. You know what? Hey, Dad, do you want to come live? Dad, Dad, let me know in the comments if you want to come on live. I'm gonna try to see if I can get my dad on here. What's funny is like you guys don't know this. Like I've been texting my dad and stuff, right? But I haven't actually like had a real conversation with him since I left Florida. So, um, what's up, Trap? What's up, Michael Vick? Dad, do you want to come live? Type something in the comments, Dad. Inform me. All right, we're gonna get my dad on here. So, Dad, all you gotta do, Dad, is just click this link. Anybody who also clicks this link right now, like I'm not gonna allow you on right now because I just want to talk to my dad because I haven't talked to my dad like properly in about 8 days, like straight up. Like we've talked on these lives and stuff, but not like properly. So yeah, click on that link, Dad, and then when you click on that link, I'll buzz you in or whatnot. I'll get you set up. It was funny because everybody's been joking with me saying, you know what, BT, like your dad's gonna take over your channel. He's gonna put you out of business. And I've been telling my dad like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna start a tennis channel. I'm gonna start talking about Novak Djokovic and freaking Roger Federer because you're just going live every day. There's no point. But yeah, I agree with you, Steven. I think if J Rock fought Jamal Charlo right now, it'd be a much different fight because J Rock has matured. He's gotten better since then. And even back then, he was still an exceptionally skilled fighter. Question: if Chavez Jr. at all comes to fight, does he have a shot to score an upset? You know what? I was telling my dad about this. I was telling my dad because listen, sometimes in boxing you got to be a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Like I sincerely believe that if the fight is anything close, like if it's a competitive fight at all, I sincerely believe that Then Chavez Jr. will get a gift decision over Daniel Jacobs, and this will be the springboard to a Canelo Chavez Jr. 2 on Cinco de Mayo, because it's a market. It's a big fight as far as as for what it can do for the Mexican audience and the zone viewership. So yeah, I think if the fight is close, he will get a gift decision, and they will look to make Canelo versus Chavez too. I know that sounds crazy, but you can never rule anything out in boxing. Um, but you know what? I want to talk about Teofimo Lopez and Commey, but I want to kind of wait for my dad. So we'll just patiently wait for him. Dad, all you gotta do is click the link in the comments. This one right here. Look, Dad. All you gotta do is click that link, pops. You click that link, then I should see you pop up in a box on my screen, and then all I gotta do is like click you on, and you're good. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm like super hyped. I'm super hyped about the Teofimo Lopez Commey fight because I've been freaking I've been freaking talking about Lopez all year. I mean, I'm not. I still hold true to what I said earlier in the year. I know you guys are saying like, oh well, Tiafimo is a hype job. He looked bad against Nakatani. He's got no chance. No, like, you know what's funny, She? Um, I've given people in the UK my channel like to subscribe. So I'm almost wondering like if they got on my channel during his lives and thought that it was me that I aged that quickly. A man TBE boxing. What's up, champ? He says Chavez cannot fight. The fight will not be close. Okay. I agree with you, man. I mean, the thing is too, Jacobs is going to be at a weight where he's stronger too. So like, I would anticipate that Jacobs is going to be able to punch a lot harder at this weight class and be a better version of himself, or at least that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm sincerely hoping. But yeah, I think if it's close, Chavez Jr. will get a gift decision, no doubt about it. Where the heck is this guy? Dad, are you there? Are you on? Are you Dad? If you're still on a live, just comment something in the chat because I'm literally waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you so I can talk about Lopez and Comey. But you know what? While we're waiting, if any of you guys have your predictions for Comey and Lopez, I want to hear your predictions, guys. What's your predictions for Richard Comey versus Teofimo Lopez? Everybody's saying that this is one of those fights that is definitely going to end in a KO, and that's. I mean, listen, if Comey slumps Teofimo Lopez, I'm not going to be surprised. If Lopez slumps Richard Comey, I'm not going to be surprised. But my prediction for the fight, and listen, I'm sick of predicting fights because I'm not. I haven't been getting a lot of them right lately. But I think this is going to be a fight where, even though I believe Teofimo Lopez will exchange, like I think Lopez is going to exchange in spots. And you know what? F it, we'll put the banner up. Even though I think Lopez is going to exchange in spots, and I think he's going to be, you know, looking to hurt Comey. Hold on. I'm going to go with him getting a unanimous decision. I think once Comey touches him on the chin, or he feels any sort of that. Oh, you know what? Okay, Dad, it's because you're on our account. Switch to your account. Switch to your account and click the link. Switch to one of your accounts and click the link. That's what you got to do because you're on the True School Sports account. So use another phone in the house or use Lulu's computer and use another account, and then go on the live and click the link from an account that's not the True School Sports account. But yeah, I got Lopez via UD. Like I just don't think that unless Comey is able to touch him. Hold on, I forgot. Put the banner up. So there you go. There's the new banner. Um, Yeah, unless Commey is able to really hurt Lopez, and I think we'll have a chance because one thing that Commey showed in his last fight against the very old but still motivated Ray Beltran was the ability to hurt fighters backing up. Just to hurt fighters backing up to uh, to be dangerous even on the back foot. And I feel like if Teofimo Lopez gets careless and jumps in with anything crazy, sometimes he had a lot. He likes to fight in that he likes to fight with his lead hand down. So I feel like he's susceptible to the straight right hand, and he needs to be careful. Like he needs to be very careful with how he decides to.
Daughter's next door to me.
Oh, okay, my loud.
And my wife's waking up at 6:30 in the morning.
Okay. Okay, so apparently I was too loud. But anyway, yeah, I was talking about Teofimo Lopez. And yeah, it's truly one of those 50-50 fights. Like it really is. Like I I only favor Teofimo Lopez. Like the reason I'm giving my the edge to Teofimo is the athleticism that he has. You know what I'm saying? Like if he didn't have his athleticism, I would definitely be picking Commey because Commey clearly is the harder puncher of the two. I think Commey, mentally, like going into the fight mentally, he's probably in a better place too, like Commey, because it's well documented. Like it's well documented that Teofimo Lopez has had the issues with his family. He's had the issues with his wife and all that stuff. So that stuff affects you. Like as a fighter, all that stuff affects you going into the ring. It all affects you, and it is what it is, man. Yeah, man. It seems to be that that seems to be the case. Like it seems to be the year of like the young American prospects who had a lot of hype, coming into their own and um, realizing their potential, or at least some of the potential. But yeah, to me, for him, it is a true make or break fight. Like it is a true make or break. It is a true make or break fight for Teofimo Lopez because he's got to really show the world what. Hello, wait, hold on. I think my dad is here.
Oh man, Brandon, what's going on, man?
What's up?
What's going on, champ? Hello. Can you hear me, Brandon?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using Lulu's phone because my retarded phone doesn't work.
It's all good.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Not much. I'm just talking about Teofimo Lopez and Richard Commey.
Ooh, man, I can't wait for that fight, man. I'm pumped up for that fight. I'll be honest with you. For what's the name? Teofimo. I hope he's actually comes into that fight with a good state mind mentally, because he's still got a lot of things going on, and I think if he doesn't come to the fight mentally, he's going to have a lot of troubles in his hand. If he does, and he can handle that, he'll win the fight. But he better be careful because Commey is powerful. He's got the power, and he got the knockout punch.
Okay, so are you leaning towards Teofimo or Commey?
I'm gonna go with Teofimo still. I'm gonna take in the beginning. I had Commey because he looks like the bigger fighter. I see the power, but I think skill wise overall, you got to give it to I think Fimo between both of them. So yeah. And also I mean, don't get it twisted. This is Commey's coming to this fight with his second title defense. So I mean, he's trying to make a name for himself and make himself legit. And by beating Teofimo, he can do that. And at the same time, if Teofimo knows that if he wins, Teofimo knows that if he wins, that he has a shot against Lomachenko, who's always been trying to get at. So for both fighters, it's for them to move up in the level and legitimize themselves.
Okay. Well, he was talking about like how this year has been the year of the prospects, and you had Devin Haney getting gifted a belt, you had Shakur Stevenson winning a belt, and now this is Teofimo's time to potentially get a belt. If Teofimo knocks out to Commey, would that make a statement as him being the best prospect in American boxing?
Well, he's already been crowned the best prospect in American in boxing based on the fact that and I'll tell you where I got the information from, based on the fact that he's the first prospect fighter that got voted 2 years in a row, 2017, 2018 as prospect of the year.
You froze on me. What's up? Okay, so I'm not sure what happened with my dad. All right, so we're gonna take him off here for a second. But yeah, something happened with my dad, and his phone froze or whatnot. But he's going with Lopez, and rightfully so. He should. Let's see. I think he's back. I think he's back. No. Okay, I guess not. I guess the data ran out. So Al the Pal, what's up, champ? How you doing? He says, what to do? True School Sports. I'm good, man. Just in the UK, chilling, trying to talk about these fights. Who do you favor in the Richard Commey Teofimo Lopez fight? He says, "Too bad I'm at a party right now and on a live stream." Why are you at a party? Whose party is it? Whose party is it, champ? Yeah, so apparently my dad is gone. So it was a good 5 minutes while it lasted, talking to him. The thing is too, like, we have other fights too. Like we have Vergil Ortiz fighting this weekend. Like Vergil Ortiz he's fighting what's his name? He's fighting where is he? Where is it? He's fighting Brad Solomon. Vergil Ortiz is fighting Brad Solomon. Bad Brad Solomon. So it's an interesting fight with Vergil Ortiz because he's getting a lot of hype right now. Like he's getting a lot of hype from Oscar De La Hoya, and rightfully so. This guy isn't stopping everybody. We don't need the headphones right now, but he's stopping everybody. Like Vergil Ortiz is doing a hell of a job. I think my dad is back. It's my dad. Anyway, yeah, Vergil Ortiz is doing a hell of a job. Like pretty much stopping everything in sight. He stopped some good fighters too. Like he stopped Mauricio Herrera. He stopped. Let me see if this works. Nope. Where is he at? Vergil Ortiz. Okay, yeah, Vergil Ortiz, 14-0, 14 KOs. Yeah, he's fought some decent fighters so far, Vergil Ortiz. He's fought Antonio Orozco, stopped him. Fought Mauricio Herrera, stopped him. Fought Roberto Ortiz, stopped him. Fought Juan Carlos Salgado, stopped him. So this is a kid, yes, he's only 14-0, but it's a solid 14-0. There's some good live bodies on the resume. There's some good, guys who are contenders, guys who are champions, guys with talent for titles. So, he's coming to this fight now. He's fighting Brad Solomon, and granted, it's an older Brad Solomon. This isn't the Brad Solomon of 2013 or 2012. This isn't the guy that narrowly beat Adrian Granados, but this is still a guy that's been in some good been in some good fights. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Virgil does, man, because Virgil, some people think he's the best young American fighter around that weight, because around those weights you got Shakur Stevenson, you got Teofimo, you got Devin Haney, you got um, Vergil Ortiz, you got Ryan Garcia, you got Rolando Romero Rolly. So yeah, man, um, it's a chance for him to make a statement. 15-0 with 15 KOs against Brad Solomon, Antonio Orozco, Mauricio Herrera, and just all those different fighters. That's it's not bad. It's not a record to scoff at. So looking forward to seeing how he progresses in his career. Straight up, looking forward to seeing how it all unfolds. I think with Solomon, if we look at Brad Solomon, I think he's gonna give, or at least I'm sincerely hoping that Brad Solomon can give this kid some rounds, because he's had 14 fights, but he's had only 33 rounds in the professional ranks of boxing. So he needs rounds. He needs opponents that are going to get him to a place in his career where he's more experienced, more seasoned as a fighter. And hopefully Brad can be that guy to do that. But either way, I think Brad Solomon is getting stopped. Um, what do you guys think about Vergil Ortiz in his next fight with Brad Solomon? Brad Solomon's was a decent name back in the day. People forgot about Brad Solomon, but Brad Solomon was supposed to be something in boxing. He never really lived up to his potential, or you know fulfilled what he was supposed to do. But he was supposed to be a decent, a better. He was supposed to have a better career than he had. So my main man TBE Boxing, he says that he would pick Shakur Stevenson over Haney and Teofimo every time. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. Shakur was a exceptional amateur. He's proven to be an exceptional pro so far. He's looking at possibly unifying the division in less than 15 fights if he gets the Josh Warrington fight and beats Josh Warrington. So fair play to him. I like Teofimo, but I'm a bit biased. He trained in my area, so I like Teofimo. I want him to do well. My man, Mr. Pelavacas says, I think all those motherfuckers are overrated. Hey, to each his own. To each his own. So then, my question would be, Mr. Pelavacas, who do you rate? Who do you rate in boxing as far as prospects? Name me some. Rich Vision says it will be a cakewalk. Okay, fair play. Haney and Shakur will get beat down the line. Well, the reality is most fighters get beat down the line, so you're not really saying much. If Teofimo beats Commey, he's in the lead of all prospects. Yeah, why not? I think so, because Haney was gifted a belt. Haney hasn't fought anybody. Haney was gifted a belt. Shakur, he beat a nobody in Joel Gonzalez. Truthfully, he beat a nobody in Joel Gonzalez, shut him out, and embarrassed him in front of his own family. Um, so he hasn't really been tested yet. Teofimo has fought okay names on the way up, decent, solid bodies on the way up. But this tomorrow against Commey, this is gonna be for him if he wins something special. It's okay that if you can't make it on this live, it's all good. Like truthfully speaking, that I can't even be talking that loud right now. That's why I'm talking kind of low. What's considered a prospect? That's actually a good question. Like the term prospect has been very diluted, over the years, because these guys are getting title shots so early in their career. But for me, um, I would define a prospect as somebody who's got under 50 rounds in the ring. My mic is good actually. I'm talking kind of low. I'm talking kind of low because I can't really make much noise right now where I'm at. Like if I were to talk in if I were to talk in my normal voice, you would hear everything I'm saying like very loudly, but I have to talk in this tone right now. Do you think Naoya Inoue is a prospect? No, Naoya Inoue is not a prospect. Naoya Inoue is a three-division world champion and the best fighter in boxing. Shakur is coming into his own. People better not sleep on him. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't sleep on Shakur. Shakur was a hell of an amateur, national Golden Gloves, Jersey Golden Gloves, silver medalist. He ticks all the boxes of a blue chip talent. It's funny you say that, Steven, because I was saying the same thing. I think that Lopez versus Commey should be the main event too. But I will say this though, Ryan Garcia is definitely the most overrated of them all. Um, he's got decent speed, but I still think the learning curve with Garcia is the steepest by far in comparison to Lopez, Haney, Shakur, those guys. That's why I think like if he were to fight Orlando Romero Rolly, if he were to fight Rolly right now, I think Rolly would give him some serious problems. But for me, in terms of talent, like in terms of pure talent, I think the guy that's gonna have the best career will be Shakur Stevenson. But I think the guy that has a chance to be the biggest star out of all of them is Teofimo Lopez because of his style, because of his personality, because of the guys he has around his weight. So yeah. So best career, Shakur, biggest star, Teofimo. I kind of like Gabe Flores. You know what? Fair play to you. I haven't even had a chance to be honest with you. I haven't even studied Gabe Flores a whole lot. So you could probably tell me more about Gabe Flores than I would know. What do you like about Gabe Flores? I've had a chance to see him fight. I'm not even sure what weight class he fights in. Like, I'm very uneducated on Gabe Flores. So Mr. Palavakas, this is your chance to educate me. Damn, my dad dropped in a really good definition on what a prospect is. But to be fair, like a lot of these guys are getting title shots, 15 fights in, so you gotta kind of. I don't look at fights so much anymore. I look at more as the rounds boxed. So like to me, like if you have under 65 to 50 rounds boxed, I would consider you a prospect. Let's see. How many rounds has Shakur Stevenson boxed? Let's see. Shakur Stevenson. Can you guys hear me? I'm kind of curious because I'm talking very low right now. But can you guys hear me? Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me. Yeah, like Shakur Stevenson, he's boxed 65 rounds. So Shakur just falls in, like he just falls into what a prospect is on my book, like barely by it. So once he boxes another round, he won't be a prospect anymore. For me. So I was saying if anybody who's boxed in between 50 and 65 rounds is a prospect. To me, once you get past about 65 rounds, you're no longer a prospect because 65 rounds is what, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. That's like five full fights, bro. But in most cases, most contenders, like if you were to go to every sanctioning body, and I want you guys to do this for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. If you were to go to most sanctioning bodies' top 15 rankings, go look at every sanctioning body's top 15 rankings, and just go look at the amount of rounds each fighter in the top 15 is boxed. I guarantee you, each fighter will be somewhere around 100 rounds. So normally, you are a solid, full-fledged contender when you get around 80 to 100 rounds. So 80 to 100 rounds, contender. 50 to 65 rounds, like fringe contender. You make it 50 to 60 rounds is like that fringe contender. Anything under 50 rounds, I would say is like a prospect. So Shakur Stevenson is not really a prospect, but we have to look at him as a prospect with a title because he only has 13 fights. My man Alapau, and thank you Chain Breaker for saying that because I'm very like weary right now because I'm not really supposed to be talking too loud. So I'm glad I bought this microphone. um, Jose Vargas fighting to make a name for himself. Yeah, Jose Vargas is a good fighter. I've seen him here and there, and the few times I saw him, I liked what I saw. Did you see that Ubali has to fight Donaire? He has the mandatory for the IBF title. I did see that. Yeah, then it's good for Nonito because Nonito, after that last fight with Inoue, he deserves everything he's getting. Like everything, everything. Like he's been a testament to boxing. He's done things the right way. He's fought the best. And I'm glad at least that Lewis Netty's not fighting for the title. And Ubali versus Donaire, that'd be a great fight. Personally, I was live for the Ubali Takuma Inoue fight. I thought Takuma Inoue beat him. I thought Inoue beat Ubali. All right, so guys, this part of the live is the interesting part. This is the random discussion. So anything you guys want to ask me, anything goes right now. It don't even gotta be about boxing. It can be about boxing, but if you don't want to talk about boxing and you want to ask me whatever, now is your time. You can ask me about I don't know music or personal questions about me or whatever. If it's about boxing, cool. If it's not, that's cool too. But random discussion. Ryan's competition is all in Top Rank. Lots will drop Ryan from Top Rank. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Alapau. Donaire got the opportunity because Nettie missed weight. Yeah, Nettie's undisciplined and he's a cheater. He's an undisciplined cheater. He's a good fighter. Like Nettie's a good fighter, but he's a very undisciplined cheater. He beat my boy Shinsuke Yamanaka 2 times, so you can't beat that kind of a fighter being a bum. But he also beat Yamanaka when he was on PEDs. So but yeah, ask me whatever. I don't care what it is. But yeah, Josue Vargas. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Josue Vargas a he's a top rank fighter or is he straight Mayweather? Because I could have swore he was with Floyd at one point. TBE Boxing says Harrison versus Charlo. Who is your pick? That's a good question. See, I hate picking fights, man, because I'm on such a bad streak of picking fights right now. But I would say if I had a pick, I think if Tony Harrison doesn't get caught, he's gonna box the hell out of Charlo. He's a better fighter, no way, but no two ways about it. The only thing with Tony Harrison is that he's got stamina problems. He's always had stamina problems. So if the fight goes 12 rounds, Tony Harrison is beating Jamal Charlo. So I'll go with Tony Harrison. I got Tony Harrison repeating and getting a 12-round decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if Charlo stopped him, to be honest, because for him to not fight for a year, coming off an injury, fighting a pissed off, motivated Charlo, it's gonna be tough. But I believe in Harrison. I think Harrison's got something special inside of him. Like he behaves like a fighter. He's got good character. So that's where I think the difference between Harrison and Charlo is. I think Charlo might be the better fighter in terms of exchanging and hurting your opponent, but in terms of technical skills and what's in here, the character of a fighter that's really required to be successful in boxing. I think Tony Harrison has more of that. My dad said, "Did you see that Everton is keeping Duncan Ferguson as manager for the rest of the season?" No, I didn't. But if that's the case, then that's good news because unless Everton Football Club can get a top class manager like Carlo Ancelotti or Rafa Benitez or someone who's been there and done it, there's no point in hiring another up and coming manager because then it's just like we're doing Marco Silva over again. So I'm not mad at the Ferguson being the manager because the last game we showed a lot of heart and spirit, and I think Everton needs to play with some heart and spirit because this year they've lacked that. No, I'm not talking loud. I can't right now. I gotta keep my voice as low as possible. But luckily, guys, you guys don't know this, but look, I bought this new Can you guys hear me better? Like when I hold this here, does it sound better? Let me know in the comments. Like, does my voice sound better when I hold the microphone right here? I bought this new blue snowball. Can you hear me, guys? Steven Rodriguez asked a great question. Steven Rodriguez says, what made me start covering boxing? That's a great question. Now, Steven, I'm actually right now. I don't know how long you've been following my channel, and if you have, I'm not sure if you ever heard me say this, but right now I'm actually in the process of writing a book. Um, the book is titled "Just a Kid from Dania: The Boxing Journey and Stories of True School Sports." In the book, I kind of talk about this, but to answer your question, I'll answer it a little bit. I started covering boxing because first of all, when I got out of high school, I knew I wanted to be around sports. Like I knew I wanted to be around sports, and when I got out of high school, I started covering the NBA. From like 2013 to 2015, I covered the NBA. So if you go back on my channel, there's interviews with like Vince Carter, Kemba Walker, Steph Curry, people like that. But then eventually, like I kind of began to hate covering basketball because the NBA is so political. So I'd always loved boxing. I've always respected the sport. I got a chance to cover the Shannon Briggs fight in my area in 2015, and that's kind of what it was. Boxing is very perfect. Like I'm not gonna tell you the whole story because I'd rather you read the book where I talk about this better in a much better and deeper and specific fashion than I can right now because I can't even talk out loud right now. But boxing is very, very personal to me. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. And all that will be revealed in the book. So just stay tuned for the book. Hopefully I get it done. I'm trying to finish it before I leave the UK. And I want to have it out sometime next year. So yeah, cop that book. I'll sign it for you if you buy it. Or whoever buys it, I'll sign it for them whenever it's done. So yeah, I cover boxing because I just really love the sport, and I just felt like, particularly in America, boxing needed to be covered properly and as a whole. And to this day, I still don't see people covering boxing properly and as a whole. So that's kind of why I started in the first place. I wanted to be a good ambassador for the sport on the media side. So that's kind of somewhat of an answer. There's still some parts I left out. You have to read the book to get the full answer. Um, my dad says, "How far do you think Daniel Dubois can go in the heavyweight division? You sound better." Okay, that's good to know. That's good. Um, I mean, it's early. It's early to say right now because Daniel Dubois, he's very, very, very young, and he hasn't properly been punched in the mouth. So we're gonna have to see. I think right now, though, if you look at the stage of his career and you compare it to like Anthony Joshua when he was 21, um, he's a lot more polished than Anthony Joshua was at this stage of his career, in my opinion. So I think he's got a chance to be something special, but we'll see. Even though Charlo wants Harrison to win, he all thinks like he's a blood child. Like, man, kids look up to you and you're rich. Yeah, sometimes these boxers don't understand the platform they have, so you gotta forgive them because they're just ignorant. But yeah, Charlo's gotta clean it up. But I like Charlo. I like him. I just think he needs to stop the gang talk. You can be rash, you can be a trash talker. Just don't talk about being in a gang. It's stupid. Um, Eric Stewart, my main man. What's up, champ? Eric, I'm in the UK right now. I'm in the UK, bro. I'm freezing my ass off. um, my dad's back home in Florida, but I'm here in the UK freezing my ass off. Um, I'm still kind of like waiting for my trip to get truly started because I've been here for like what 8 days now, and I haven't really done as much as I wanted to do so far. But in due time, in due time. Good to see you, Eric. My dad says, "Are you going to have a chapter on being a free agent?" That's funny, Dad. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what my dad is talking about, right? My dad is asking, um, "Am I going to have a chapter in my book about being a free agent?" Now, there's this guy I watch on YouTube named Coach Greg Adams. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, and he's got a lot of good advice for men on how they should deal with their lives, relationships, women, things like that. And I started watching him after I went through a breakup last year, right? So I kind of agree with a lot of things he says. And who knows that I think I will. I think I will probably do a chapter about that. Steven Rodriguez says, "Nice, bro. Doing a great job. Also putting Florida on the map, man. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, man. Dania Beach stands up. I love South Florida. I love being from South Florida, and I think we have a great boxing scene in South Florida. I think there's a lot of great fighters in South Florida. That's why, like, I always try to tell people about South Florida and just let them know that South Florida is bigger than just Miami. It's also Broward County and West Palm Beach." Eric Stewart asks, "Are you on vacation?" No, Eric, I'm not on vacation right now. I'm on right now. I'm in the midst of a trip that like right now I'm here in the UK, right? I'm here in the UK. I bought my plane ticket in May. I've been waiting for a long time to be in the UK, so I'm finally here in the UK. It's freezing. It is freaking cold. It's like I'm inside of a house right now, and my feet are freezing, and I'm inside. um, Now I'm here to get the True School Sports name out to more people. I'm here to connect with people here in the UK in the boxing world. I'm here to get interviews. I've got like 5 or 6 interviews scheduled. None of them have actually happened yet. But I have like Kaliafai, I have Joe Calzaghe, I have Tyan Booth, I have Dave Caldwell, I have Spencer Ferran. None of them have actually happened yet, but they will at some point. I anticipate. I just don't know when, so I just gotta be patient. But just expect to see some interviews on the channel. Do you think Canelo is going to be beat anytime soon? It seems like someone has to KO him to win. Yeah, it seems like that. And the way I look at it with Canelo is like, who the hell at middleweight is going to KO? Who's going to KO him at middleweight? You know, as much as I like Boo Boo Andrade, I don't think Boo Boo Andrade is going to KO him. And Callum Smith has not got anything for Canelo. Caleb Plant wouldn't KO Canelo. David Benavidez maybe if they make that fight, which I doubt they will. Beterbiev could, but they're not gonna fight Beterbiev. So we'll see. But no, I don't think so. For that reason, I don't think so. And even if the fights were fair, he would still be hard to beat because Canelo's just a good fighter, a fantastic fighter, to be honest. Sean Mansour says, "What's good, boss? What's up, champ? How you doing? You should interview Eddie Hearn and Dillian White. I would love to interview Eddie Hearn and Dillian White. Hopefully that happens. I'm honestly, I kind of came out to the UK on some straight faith type stuff because really, I really all conventional wisdom says I probably should have stayed home, but I just have a lot of faith and I prayed about it, so I'm here because God wanted me here. Who would you prefer to see Joshua fight first for mandatory, Usyk or Pulev? Definitely Usyk. Usyk is a much better fighter than Pulev. Pulev, if we just look at Pulev's 2019, Pulev has fought Bogdan Dinu. He went life and death with Bogdan Dinu. Okay, then he fought Booker, and we watched that fight together, and he didn't look that good against Booker, even though he won. So he's gonna get pieced up if he fights Joshua or any top heavyweight for that matter. What are your thoughts on new media saying Canelo is ducking Charlo and Andrade? I wouldn't say he's ducking Charlo and Andrade because he just called out. Canelo actually just called out Charlo in a recent video on Little Giant Boxing's YouTube channel. Check it out. But he's definitely ducking Andrade because he doesn't mention his name. When he does mention his name, he belittles him in his resume. So yeah, he's definitely ducking Andrade for sure. My main man Johnny Cortillo, how you doing, champ? How's life? My throat was getting a bit dry, but exactly, yeah. Canelo's already pretty good, and now he's got a bunch of advantages, so that just makes it damn near impossible to beat him. To be honest, you got to bring a gun to beat him to the ring, pretty much, and shoot him. Johnny, I'm not ignoring you. My iPhone broke on Thanksgiving. My iPhone broke on Thanksgiving, and I didn't get it fixed, and I got a new phone. And it's not really like working the best out here in the UK. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. So whatever news you have to share with me, Johnny, just message me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll get to you. But yeah, Johnny, just message me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll hit you up. I'll talk to you there. My phone is like my iPhone broke, so I can't FaceTime you. But guys, look, I can't really be talking too loud, and I've been live for an hour and 18 minutes, so I'm gonna get off. But you guys continue watching True School Sports. Continue supporting the channel. Check out my McDonald's vlog and all the videos I put out so far. Check out my video where I went to the pub in the UK. And yeah, I'm gonna hop off this because I can't keep talking like this low. It's hurting my throat, and I don't like it. So have a good night, guys.